All right. If you can endure the fact that my chair is kind of squeaky here, let's do something I haven't done in a while, and that is a little bit of soldering. For you folks who have been on this channel for a while, you know this profile drive. I've been fighting with it for years now, and I'm still fairly certain that it's not a problem with the stepper motor, it's a problem electronically with this. And people have told me several times now that the ST412s are old, they're noisy, and they're unreliable, and I beg to differ. And I have a pretty good hunch that this is not the problem. Now, why can I say that? So, sure, everything on this drive here plugs in via this one edge connector right here. And that runs passively to this connection way the hell back here. And 4 wires, this is a 2-winding, 2-phase stepper motor. Each winding is 38 ohms. I can ohm out those windings, and I can verify that they're 43 ohms. That's close enough. That may very well just be like impedance problems with the leads I'm using. It's not shorted together, and it's not shorted to ground. So I know that the stepper motor is electrically okay. Is it mechanically bad? No. Spin the drive up, and then like the little tiny, I forget the name of it. It just says like, don't touch the interrupter, whatever you want to call it. You can then twist it around because you're basically doing the same thing as the stepper motor. And it's a clean, free movement. You unplug the stepper motor entirely here and there's no load, and it'll move around like not a problem at all. Like, it's totally fine. Mechanically, it is fine. And so that means everything up to this connector is fine. On the electronics here, I know the Z8 only uses 4 data lines, and those run across the board to pull-up resistor, this SN74LS00N, some diodes and resistors, this 7406N buffer or line driver, and then there's these 2 ULN 2704B. They're basically the stepper motor phase drivers. And then some more diodes and resistors here, and then off it goes to this connector. I can swap these around. Either both are bad or those aren't the problem. I don't have another 7406N, and oddly enough, while these 3 supporting chips are all socketed, the 00N is not. So tonight what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the board out, and I'm just going to desolder that chip, and I'm going to put in a socket and another 00N. Is this going to fix it? I'm doubtful. It could still be anything else here, but let's put it in a socket anyways. I have a couple of tools here. This is going to be completely unedited as well because I really don't have time right now. This is like late. I should be in bed. Unplug your power. For you folks out there screaming about taking ESD precautions, yes, please take ESD precautions. Do as I say, not as I do. I have this beautiful Sonnet Technologies screwdriver / hex tool, and I just use that to take the screws or lugs or standoffs or whatever the hell you want to call them out of the 25-pin connector on the back. Apple calls it a parallel port. It is not, to PC standards, a parallel port. And I just dropped it. There we go. And I got a couple of screws that are hiding here as well. So right there. And I think, was that really it? That was it. Okay. And then I got a couple of plastic captive clips. So, take that one out. There's another one here you can't see off camera. And that one. And that one. And that one. There we go. This unit here also had its power supply rebuilt. In fact, it didn't even work when I got it. Like, it had to be completely recapped, then it would behave. We can take that out of the way. Now we have several ways we can go at this, but I'm going to plug this in here and let it warm up. And I use one of these Chinese knockoff desoldering tools. One, because I'm cheap, and two, because, okay, they don't work great on items with large ground planes or more than 2 layers. But on 1 or 2 layer circuit boards, like this board here, I can like see pretty much straight through it. Like, it's perfect. These are absolutely perfect for that. So see if I can warm my iron up here. Sometimes you got to tin these a little bit. Yes, I also understand. Some people say use flux, use flux. If you're in a situation like right now where these traces and like the solder on here already is not oxidized, it's not corroded, it's beautiful, you typically don't need flux. I'm just gonna, is this thing warmed up yet? Oh snap, it has warmed up. Well, let's see. I need to identify which one I want it out again. The 00 is right there. Right there. So I'm just going to just tin it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm just going to turn my iron down a bit there. That was at 500 degrees. Okay, yeah, low melting point. These things also don't work all that great on lead-free. So please, for the love of God, never use lead-free. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Except that one, which is on the ground plane. Is this a plane as well? Nope, that went through. Oh, I think I found, is that, one's DC in, one side's ground. Oh yeah, that's, alright, we're just gonna have to deal with that as we come to it. Turn my iron up a bit. Let's see if we can flow some solder in from this side. Actually, no, we're gonna use the old-fashioned way here. Use the Soldapult. 550, 560. I'm using a Weller West D51, and the I've worn out the model, but I'm using the ETA or ETS. Hold on, I can actually verify this while it's warming up. Yeah, I'm using the ETS tip here, which is a nice fine tip. You can get away with the ETA on this; it's not a problem. There we go. Heat that one up. And heat that one up. And that works. Yep, that's fine. Might have to break some of the solder there, but that should be all of it. And apparently I missed it completely. What? Really? Really? Oh, no, I see what I did. Okay. I've lost it. So there, I can see all the ones are cleared except that stupid one right there. So we're going to attack this one from the top. Okay. I can't even reach in there. Please stay tuned. Cellgen Studios is experiencing technical difficulty with this soldering. We thank you for your patience. Okay. Got it. Close enough. Again, use a proper chip puller, not a screwdriver, but sometimes you're just kind of brazen enough. But that was a nice clean pull. So the chip's out, and it's nicely marked, U15. This is the new one here. Okay, choice of sockets. I understand that turned hole sockets are more expensive on eBay and AliExpress and wherever. Believe me, they are far more worth it in the long term than ye cheap wipe sockets. Even though I will still use wipe sockets from time to time. Whatever. I'm going to drop that in there. Now I can go to the other side carefully because it will want to fall out. And I can turn my desoldering tool off now. Clean that up while it's warming. Huh. 500 degrees. Come on, hurry up. There you go, 600. That should be enough. Just tap it. And I just need to put a tack down on either corner. And I can't really give a damn. There. 2, 3. This one's connected to 4, 5, 6. Let's clear that little tiny. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I got them all. Alright, and that should be it for the soldering. So I'm just going to take that, double check one last time because I've screwed this up before. SN74LS00N. We're switching a Motorola part out for a Texas Instruments part. And, oh god. Please don't wear fleece coats when you're working on anti-static on devices sensitive to static. There we go. And it's in. All right, let's bring it back onto the profile. I understand that I can get an emulator that replaces this entirely, but I'm one of those people who really don't like to use emulators unless you are basically held at gunpoint and told to do so. Especially when the equipment still works. I mean, it's a Lisa. I understand, like, you can't get more of these. And it will eventually break. Like, in a way, I'll never be able to fix it. But enjoy it now while you can. Because you will never win this battle of entropy on a device like this. Once that point gets along, sure. Then I'll look into an emulator, which is, what, $500? Like, there is no cheap profile emulators out there. Because, for example, in the Apple II worlds, you have the CFFA, which doesn't really, like, emulate a profile in the same manner. So, it's all of that. Verify to myself last time I put that chip in the right way. Yep. Connect our power harness. Oh, there we go, snapped in now. Plug in our ribbon cable. And I'm going going to plug in our stepper motor. And now I'm just going to plug it in and see if it actually works. You won't be able to see it from this angle here, and I'm not going to tip it upwards. I highly doubt this is going to fix it, but this is one part which could possibly be bad. And let's see. And yes, it's going to be noisy. That's just the nature of these drives. Come on. It didn't do it as badly that time around. It is actually currently in a seek. You can see the LED blinking. I cannot lift it up to show you, and I cannot move the camera to show you. But, okay, well, I can't really say it's all progress, but something worked. So, cool. Anyways, thanks for watching.